Alright guys, so we're going to be showing you guys how to cut and patch your own drywall. So this is the patch we're going to be doing. For this, all you're going to need is a tape measure to get the measurements of the patch you need. You'll need your razor blade, you'll need a pencil to mark down your measurements on the drywall, and then you'll need a straight edge to make sure that your cuts are straight. That's it. It's very simple, so we'll show you guys how to do it.
Alright, so once you get your measurements, you're going to want to mark it down. And so for the lengthwise right here, we're going to need to do 50.5 inches. And then when I'd measure, I would make sure I'm close to this edge because this is a straight line. If you're over here, you don't know if it's plumb or not. So you'd start over here. We have to do 50.5 inches, and that's almost the whole sheet. So let's make sure it's all straight. And I'll go 50.5. We'll just do a little mark here. 50.5, and then we need 29.75. So we'll do that over here. Um, 29.75. Right there. So we have our two marks there. Now we're gonna take off this small piece first because it'll just make it easier. So we're gonna line these two dots up just like your geometry class or something. Grab your knife. We're gonna push this over so it's on top of the table so you don't snap your piece of drywall. Put pressure on your straight edge, whatever you're using. Make sure they're both lined up before you get to cutting. I lost my mark. Well, it's right here.
You're on it.
And now we're just gonna do a straight line down here to just take this piece off. Now, sometimes it works first try, sometimes it doesn't, but it just kind of snaps right off. We'll see. Yep. And then once it gets to about there, just come through it again.
So that's cutting off the paper on the back, so you don't tear the paper off the back of your the good side. Just
So
like
there's that. And now we're going to need to cut this off, and then we'll have the size we need, but it'd be smart to re-measure your 29.75 on this side so you can make sure you're going to be going straight from that cut. Right here, we need to find our pencil. 29.75. Alright, so now I just marked the 29.75 here again, and our straight edge isn't long enough, so kind of just eyeball it, try to make sure it'll line up or whatnot. And now we'll do the same thing again. Just make sure it's... So about right there. Put the pressure on it. Oh shit, I'm fucking up, guys.
Oops. Got it.
Alright.
So at the end of the day, do you want the measurements to be perfect? Of course. But when you're working with drywall, if you get it off a little bit, at the end of the day, it's going to have to be mudded anyways. So it's no big deal.
Yeah, not the straightest cut.
Yeah,
but we're not going to waste it, and we're going to get it done.
That's right. Like I said.
And now the same thing you do over here, bring it to your edge, make sure all your stuff doesn't fall off. straight to the edge, moving all the stuff out of the way. And now, just kind of falls right off. Now we come back through it with the knife again. And there it is.
Perfect. And that's it. Alright guys, so all you're going to need to do from here is put the patch up in the spot that you just measured and cut it out for. And you're going to need some drywall screws, or you could use drywall nails, and put it in. For us, we're working with this. I'm not even sure what that's called, so we're going to screw it directly into those little pieces of board. For you, more than likely, it's going to be studs and 2x4s. So just make sure you measure out where your studs are and make sure you're hitting studs when you're putting these in, okay?